Good morning, y'all. We're going to do a quick intro to compound interest. When we get back next week, we're going to dive more into looking at the differences of these. The first thing I want you to do is write down this formula. Make sure you can tell the difference between your R and your N. So we need to know what each one of these means. A stands for your amount. After time T. Oh, that should be quotes. P is your principal. This is your initial amount. R is your interest rate. Now make sure you're doing your notes. You're going to take a picture of these notes and turn them in. Make sure you change it to a decimal. N is your compound term. How often is compounded? And T is time in years. So if they gave me 6 months, that would be half a year. So let's start with the easiest kind. Compounded annually. So if you started with $40,500 and you earned 13%, compounded annually, and it's going to be for 5 years. How much would you have? Well, we're just going to fill this out. Okay, my principal is my starting amount. Interest rate is 13%. Don't forget to convert that to a decimal. Annually, there's 1 year. Annually is just once a year, and time is 5 years. So I've got all my info. I'm now just going to put it in a formula. Sorry, that's supposed to be a 5. I started to write a T. And then I just put it in a calculator. To get the power, you use this little caret button, little up arrow. And I'm going to do parentheses so that they know everything is there, is in the power. And that is it. I don't think you can see. So this up arrow is what I use to get the exponent, and this is my answer. Let's do one where it's compounded at a different time frame. What if you started with only $400 at 10% compounded semi-annually? And let's do it for 6 years. Okay, 400 at 10% compounded annually for 6 years. So again, we're just going to set up, pulling all this information out. My principal starting amount. My interest rate. Semi-annually, we'll come back to. And T is just 6 years. N is our semi-annually. Semi means 2 or half. So if it's happening every half year, that would be 2 times a year. Then we just set it up. Again, I'm just using this formula. My principal, 400. My interest rate, 0.10. 2 times a year, 2 times 6. Now I could reduce this a little bit by hand if I wanted to. Definitely do not need to. 10 divided by 2, 5. Now make sure if you're going to do that, you keep the 0 in the right place because we can't change that to 50. And then we just put it in. You can't see. So this is just going to be this. That's it. Pretty good that if you put in $400 in 6 years, you get almost double. You know, about 90% towards double. You're almost there. Let's talk about what all these different words mean. So if it's annually, N equals 1. If it's semi-annually, N equals 2. If it's quarterly, N equals 4. Monthly, N would be 12 because there's 12 months in a year. And daily, N would be 365. So that should be pretty simple. Just make sure that you are remembering to, biggest things people mess up, remember to convert R to a decimal. So if it's a 1%, 0.01. If it's a 50%, 0.5. The other thing is use parentheses. If you don't use your parentheses, the answers will come out wrong. The rest of the assignment is just a review on how to simplify fractions. So let's say I have 36 over 48. I want to see the steps. We're struggling with fractions still. So 3 times 12, 4 times 12. 12s are in common. They go away. My answer is 3 over 4. Let's say I give you something much larger. Let's say I give you 72 over 126. Well, I don't know all of the factors of 126 off of my head, but I do know I can take a 2 out. And if I use my calculator, I get that it's 63. 72, I know I can do 2 and 36. I'm just trying to make some of these numbers match. So the 2's can cross out, and I can keep factoring. 36 I can think of as 9 times 4. And I'm down to a prime number with a 7, so I can't go any farther. That's as good as it gets. This is the work I want to see for reducing the fractions. All right, guys, that's it. Make sure you take your notes, take pictures of your notes. Make sure you show me your work. If you're not showing me your work, you're not showing me, you're not going to be getting any credit. Make sure you show your work.